Now we get to answer number 2. Ella. Rather, since we've rejected that first answer, here's a better answer. Now, Bishava le'aviv ka'amar. That ka'amar, take off the kuf because that's the participle. He said, or he was saying, in this case, he meant. He meant Shava le'aviv. Who's the he? Rabbi Yehuda. Remember, we're still asking, what did he mean by Eina Ru'ya? So make it a full sentence. When he said Eina Ru'ya, he meant if she's not Shava, equal to, equivalent to the father. So that clears up everything, right? Of course not. Well, what do you mean equal? That is where we have the supporting baraita. Tanya nami hachi. Here's a baraita that not only gives support for this claim, but in fact gives a much fuller and more comprehensible explanation of it. Rabbi Yehuda Omer. And notice the structural parallel to the statement in the Mishnah itself. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Im lo hayta imo shava le'aviv. And here are the three words that are crucial. Bakol, uvemareh, uvekoma. Three things. In voice, appearance, height. Then he can't be a Ben Mareh. Okay? Shava means it equal to the father in physical characteristics. Voice, appearance, height. So at least we know what it means. I'm not sure yet that we're clear on why, but before we get into why, I want you to just notice these are essentially two versions of the same statement where the only difference between this, which is the Mishnah's statement, and this, the Baraita, the only difference, look at all the exactly identical words. The only difference is that this version, second version, defines the word ru'ya. It defines it as shava b'kol v'koma. So this Baraita is essentially an explicated version of the statement in the Mishnah. All right. Now, you still should be asking, what? Where did you get that from? The Gemara has an answer. How you feel about that answer is a different question, but it has an answer. De my tama. Why would that be a requirement? De amarkra. Pasuk. Einenu shomea bekolenu. You should remember that from the what the parents say to the judges in the psukim themselves. The boy, the Ben, does not listen to our voice. I sort of put a box around that to show you what is it about that word bekolenu. So Rashi, this is where Rashi comes in, is very important. Chad kol mashma. This indicates, teaches, implies that it's one voice. That when they speak, it's one voice. Why does it imply that? Midolo katuv, from the fact that. It doesn't say bekolotenu, which would clearly be plural, or even bekolenu beyud. If it had been written with a yud, you could read that as being a plural noun, but since it doesn't have, it's not kolotenu, not even kolenu with the yud, it's clearly our voice singular, meaning they together have one voice. And how does that work? Only if their voices are essentially indistinguishable. And then we sort of pile on. Midikol bainan shavin. Once we see that they need identical voices, it stands to reason that mar'eva koma nami ba'inan shavin. Oh, their appearance and height should be equivalent as well. I hope that is as self-evident for you as it is for them. This is clearly midrashic, right? It is. Remember how we define midrash? It is clearly based on a close reading of words in a verse, but it is reading those in a way that it goes beyond. It is a non-obvious meaning. It's going beyond the literal meaning of the verse to find hidden extra layers of meaning. That's what midrash is. Now, why would that be a requirement? Where would that come from? Well, before we get that, because we're not going to be able to answer that question quite yet, we need to confront one other thing, which is, where are you going to find two parents whose voice, appearance, and height are shaveh, equal, or shavin? The answer is, you're probably not, or it seems unlikely. So, if the first reading, that Elema, was, the Elema was maybe Rabbi Yehuda is only excluding those really extreme cases where the marriage was fundamentally illegal and invalid, and that's it. A very minor limitation. The second answer is a very massive limitation, right? The vast majority of parents would not fulfill this requirement. So if indeed this is what Rabbi Yehuda meant, he has narrowed our focus on the possibility of this law far more than any of the previous limitations that we've encountered. Okay. Part two.